No, 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 I was talking. I was talking.
All right. We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity for Passions. And wow, this one's always come early, always stay late. I'm just telling you, always come early, always stay late because this stuff, oh, it's like there's so much to have. Ben, what do you have that you'd like to cover today?
How to be normal.
And why would you want to do that?
Apparently I'm weird.
All right, so you want to be like a Lego.
Yeah.
Okay.
More socially acceptable, I guess.
Okay.
At least be able to turn it off and on. Yeah, there you go.
Do you know anybody that can do that?
Be normal and then not normal. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. I feel like I can't really control it. And so I'm trying to think of anyone I know that's like at my level of weirdness, and I don't think there is.
Right. So do you know anybody who can control it? They can, like Patrick, it's interesting when he showed up to the first coffee connection, he's like, whoa. He told me later, he's like, whoa, that's weird. You have the ability. He's like, you were normal. He says, you're totally different at coffee connection than you are, you know, elsewhere.
Mhm.
And so I get where you want to be able to control it rather than it controlling you for sure. So do you have
I
further
feel like
questions on that?
I feel like I'm like I don't know. I like the attention.
Right.
I like the attention, but I'm starting to think that people actually think I'm crazy.
And so that's a problem. Why?
Well, if I usually you don't m- make people managers or group leaders or anything if they're the crazy guy in the group,
Unless,
unless you have a crazy group.
okay, or,
The person hiring is crazy.
or,
You're able to turn it off and on.
no, no, it's, or subconsciously something's going on inside of you.
Where I'm trying to get fired.
Right. Why
Huh.
though? Why though?
Because I'm not truly happy.
Well, I would say a lot. Well, that's in part because you're not a Lego,
Right.
and so um
I'm a
so a
rare
lot of
Lego.
what's that?
I'm a rare Lego.
No, you're not even a Lego because a Lego once a Lego is created to be whatever it is, it doesn't change. It's always that way. You are changing and you are growing, and so what you're doing is changing and growing, and so subconsciously you want to do something.
Okay.
Questions?
Nope. I guess not.
Anybody else have anything else you want to accomplish?
Is it just to embrace it then? Just embrace it and then just see where it goes, or should I control it?
Well, if I were you, I'd kind of control it. I'd be, I'd be a bit more curious, like this here in the flawless thinking model, curious questions. You know, you're like Peter Pan and, who want, like, you never, like, part of you wants to grow up and part of you doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you look at your mom, you're like, I think I probably ought to grow up. But when you look at
Right.
your dad, you're like, that dude has some fun. Man, can that guy mess with people's minds? Like, holy cow. So you don't want to, you look at your dad and you're like, he really truly is a 3-year-old and he really doesn't care. He just doesn't care what people think of him. He just doesn't. Because he wasn't created, he wasn't created by people like a Lego. Legos were created by not God, but by people. And so it's like there's a part of you that wants to be like your dad, big time.
Subconsciously?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's once in your life, like your mother, she once wanted to be like me. She verbalized that one time in 40 years. You verbalized that, one time too, on a kayak, you know, adventure that we had. And
Right.
and so, anyways, other questions?
I don't know, Pops. There's so much going on lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's maybe I gotta write it all down.
Well, that'd be terrible,
Yeah, type it all down
right? And who
so that
knows? One day you might have to actually read something too. Well, let's not
right,
go crazy.
right. Well, the reason I gotta type it down because I can't if I write it down. You know, I'm starting to annoy people. I think,
Starting,
huh?
starting,
Yeah. Before it was just like everyone kind of like was okay with it, but then I like kind of noticed that it was bothering people, so I stopped completely.
Is
right?
it one person or is it more than one person?
It's one person for sure. And other people I can see the botheration to a point, but I've never really it depends on who it is to where I let it affect me. So I don't know. I feel like I'm like I don't know. I have no problem putting my head down and working and just going through the day. But then everyone thinks something's wrong with me.
Right.
And then but I'm really bad at the middle ground because then when I start going and I start pumping up and I start going wild, it's like I don't have like a middle ground. I'm bad at it. But then when people see that I'm open to joking around and open to making people laugh, they feed and then they notice it and then they keep poking me to see what other tricks I'll do.
Right. It's like you're a
So
zoo animal that nobody's ever seen before, and everybody crowds around it and is like, "We've never seen somebody like that." Like, you're not a Lego, not even a weird one. You're just so you change, you morph before your very eyes, and so yeah, it's yes, sir, yipper. Questions?
nope.
So saw a robot yesterday, 3 robots. 2 of them were milking cows.
Nice.
Cheapers. Each of these robots cost $250,000.
Why would they need robots if they can do it themselves because they're not occupied with anything else?
So that was weird. Um, so the guy's probably I'm guessing he's as old as I am, maybe older. He seemed a bit older. And so so he's in his mid 60s and he had 3 sons
Uh-huh.
and they all died.
Uh-huh. And
But
how'd
the
they die?
robots were installed before they died.
They didn't die by the robots, did they?
No, they didn't die by the robots. There was a manure pit or something. So it's a farm. Um, they have 180 head of cattle.
Uh-huh.
And so there was a manure pit, and one of the brothers went down in it, and the toxic fumes killed him. And then the other brother went down to try to save him, pull him out. He died. And then the third brother called, the parents and said, "Hey, we're out here in this pit, and we're out here in this pit, and I'm going down." And they're yelling and screaming, "Don't go down, don't go down, you're going to die." And he says, "They're my brothers down there. I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go."
Okay. I don't want to hear it anymore. Sorry.
Seriously?
No, it
No,
gets even better. It's stranger.
I don't.
So this guy, this Amish guy, this is Daniel's dad. Like we go over there, and we're going. This is the one with the robots, and Daniel's dad goes and said, "Oh,
So
when was it?"
Daniel's brothers?
No,
Oh, okay. All right, continue.
this is an English guy, and so, um, and so Daniel's dad goes and said, "When was it that your sons died?" And where was it? Oh, that was out in back, and I'm like, and he's like, "It was 3.5 years ago," and it's like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened that day." Like, like jeepers. Like, just I don't know. Just like is that dad just crazy healed? Or is he just insane? Like, I mean, it was just it's weird because I just like, I said, I've seen my wife and my daughters get more traumatized by burnt cookies than he did his three sons dying. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened that day." Like, I've seen my wife and my daughters, like they're like, "Oh my goodness, the cookies burned!" Ah! Like, like just oh, it's just
Am I an idiot? If I would have jumped in, I think I would have jumped in. Probably why it's good that we don't
You
all live close to each other.
you would have definitely jumped in. And that is probably the story of how all three of our brothers died if one of them wasn't dead already.
You ever think about like, because they wanted me to go.
probably I have.
They wanted me to go that week that they went down. Or John really wanted me to. We could have lost all three.
Right?
Hmm.
Yepper.
Good thing I don't wear mascara.
Yep. Glad to see that you're controlling it.
Working on it.
Anybody else have anything else?
I don't think so. Are you almost here? I'm trying to entertain all the Amish and I'm just doing too good at it.
No, I'm not. Kerneath, I haven't left yet. Kerneatha comes on, I think, at 9. I'm gonna give her until 9, I don't know, 03.
You
And
know you
so
can drive and talk at the same time, right?
I do, but I can't record it. And it's like pretty much everything that I say should be recorded for posterity sake.
Everything? Really?
Um,
Wow, that
oh,
wasn't.
John.
If any of you are listening to this, that was Melissa, my daughter. You know, I mean, I would say she's not the nice one, but which one is, like wow.
You
Out
say
of
best one?
everyone,
I'm sorry, did you
yeah.
just say best
Which
one?
one's the nicest out of everyone? Which one's the nicest? Which one's the weirdest? And then which one is the easiest to be alone with? Go ahead. Nicest, weirdest, easiest to be alone with.
We
Have
already
you
Oh,
have you seen Ford versus Ferrari?
yes. Nicest, easiest, and easiest, nicest, easiest to be alone with. You know what I'm saying? And then
I
the
do.
weirdest.
So so
Your
Shelby
personal opinion.
Shelby went ahead and irritated Miles a lot.
Right.
So I wonder if you like to be, I wonder if you like to be irritated,
we
like you
like
like to be hurt.
I think honestly, I think I need to have an excuse so I don't just fully accept my dad. I always have to be upset with him for something.
that sounds healthy.
Yeah, she's not a man, so she doesn't know. I get it. It's like, yeah, it makes sense to me. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Cool. See, I'm glad we're all on the same page.
Well, you and I are, because we're
Right.
men. Women are
Right.
like, we we want to go ahead and we want to feel that way. We just don't want to acknowledge it. We want to be upset and angry, but we don't want to know why. We don't want to know who it is.
I think that's my favorite. My favorite thing to do is to understand why the way I think.
Right,
It's like fixing your car
right,
after like 3 weeks, and then you finally fix it, and then it's like almost, I would say, almost better feeling is when you
right,
figure out why the way you think.
right. That's why the Lego thing was crazy this morning, the earlier podcast, because it's like, oh my goodness, I've been looking at people all wrong. All these years, I've been looking at people wrong. Now, all I have to do is look at them like Legos. Like they're just Legos. They are what they are, and that's what they'll be. They'll always be what they've always been because that's
So
what
you
they.
don't. So if they're always one way, then there's no way of fixing them or helping them.
No, they're just Legos. You don't try to fix a Lego.
Well, that's not healthy. Because I've. Well, that's not. Well, that's what I try to do all the time.
You try to fix Legos. That seems a
Fix-
little. That seems a little out there, my friend. See,
Well,
I,
that
I
just.
don't. I don't
I'm
think.
only.
I don't think we have to fix Legos.
Uh huh.
So I think we just need to help people, make a decision. Do you want to be a Lego or a human being? I don't care which one you are. It doesn't matter to me. I'm fine if you're a Lego. It's totally
Are
cool.
you sure people don't think I'm weird because I'm your son? Because if I ask someone that, they're gonna get maybe annoyed with me.
Well,
And you
again,
know, I asked someone that.
do you know why? Do you know why you subconsciously want to get fired?
No,
Anybody know why?
because I want another challenge. I want
Okay,
to reset. Ooh, I want to reset. I thought about that. I was like, I think I want to reset. I want a new me.
right. You've conquered what you set out to conquer. And so there's one guy that I remember hearing him, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 14 years ago.
Uh,
Like when he got married, he's like, well, I've achieved all my life goals. Like,
I cannot, but you can put him by the diaper bag and we'll
you
carry him.
know, and so he's like, he got married, got a house, and got a job. Like, why is he still alive? I mean, if you've achieved all your goals, then
you don't set big enough goals.
right? Or you're just a Lego. You're just a Lego. you know,
So
and it's fun.
do I set myself new goals?
Well, again, you get to decide, do you want to be a Lego or not?
I thought I wasn't a Lego already.
Well, but you're moving towards that. It's uh what's that Disney the boy who is a talking boy or talking Peter Pinocchio. Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Yeah. So Pinocchio. So when he went and worked in the factories,
Uh-huh.
he went ahead and grew a tail, and then he grew, then he grew a nose. And so Kenny watched that on our trip to Texas.
Pinocchio.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I never connected that to factories.
But he did.
No, I did there. I was kind of, I don't know, I saw it, I saw it and I never connected it. But I'm like, holy cow. When I say I'd rather die in the jungle than live in the zoo, people don't understand the substance of that. Would you really? Yeah, I really would. I really
Die in
would.
the jungle and live in the zoo, you said?
Yeah, I'd rather die in the jungle than live in the zoo. And so working for somebody else is like living in the zoo. It's nice and you get your food and they feed you this and they do this and it's really easy. You're not really challenged all that much. You do what you do. But they think they're really, they think they're really smart and they think they're really hard workers and stuff. And it's like, well, okay, you can think that. So subconsciously, what your subconscious is doing is your subconscious wants to work with me and make it work.
Press this vehicle. Why?
Questions?
I don't know. I mean, are you usually right?
I wish I was wrong far more often than I was right. I wish I was wrong a lot more. I mean, that one year I
But
was
you're
wrong 7 times.
Yeah.
So there's something I think in every man, that yearns for freedom, that yearns for to build something, to create something, to
I
leave.
like the structure. I'm really
Oh,
bad with it. It doesn't involve structure.
no, I know. Just like people like alcohol and drugs. I get it.
Right. And alcohol and drugs are working pretty good for me right now. Alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, again, they work good for your brother too, right? So I get it. I understand.
But he owned his own business.
Well, he did, and then he also got a job,
His supposed dream job.
right?
So once I find my supposed dream job, I die.
Right. But if you go ahead and start your own company like Warren Buffett, what is he,
But
98 years old?
John started his own company. Like I'm comfortable. Is the comfortability is that the part that's making me not want to be where I'm at is because I'm comfortable?
No, maybe, but no, I think it's you understand at a subconscious level that you were created to be something amazing.
So some would argue, right? That statement right there. Again, it's probably the California people that's manipulation on your part.
I don't
And
know,
it's like
what are
and
you
it's
talking
something that
about?
could cause mental issues for your kids.
I don't even know what that means.
Like the statement you said where it's just like you're meant to be more, you're meant to be, you know what you just said. What'd you say
You're
exactly?
meant not to be a Lego.
Right.
But I understand you can choose to be a Lego if you want. It's your choice.
Right.
You get to choose what you want to be. And if you do, well, then that's what your choice, and it's okay. You're just in
Right.
a unique situation that not very many people have, and that is most people, like Jason, didn't even know he could own his own company. Never even crossed his mind. He never even thought about it until he turned 18.
Right.
So you've lived it and experienced it. And
Right.
so, it's like your mother said to me once, she's like, you're not a happy person. I start laughing. Like, what does that mean? And she's like, she didn't have clarity on, like, it wasn't clear on what it meant. It's like, I don't know what she thought. And I laughed again because it wasn't clear. I laughed again and I said, what's weird, honey, is I might be the happiest unhappy person. You might be the unhappiest happy person.
Sorry, I'm hopping off. I'm gonna get
All
the kids.
right.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
So it's weird to me, interesting and strange to me on how happy people are not really happy. It's like they're in this delusional world. And I think it's because every human being intrinsically knows that they weren't created to be a Lego.
Right.
And so,
But there
you know,
has to be Legos in the world for the world to go around.
no, day seven on God creating. I mean, he said he rested. In the Bible, it says he rested. And I know that that's not really true. God, on the seventh day, God created, doctors and medication and vitamins. I get it. I understand that. And maybe I need to add to that. And then he created
Add what?
Legos.
And he created Legos.
Right. So when you say, well, there has to be Legos, I don't think there does. I don't, if there weren't Legos, I don't think that the world would come to an end. Pretty sure it's not coming to an end if there's no Legos.
Yeah, but who would make the RVs?
Right? And if the RVs weren't around, oh my goodness, that would be the end of the world
Yeah,
too.
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I do. And I do you know what I'm saying?
That maybe everyone needs to stop living for objects and start living for
I mean,
what?
why are there Legos building, trailers?
So that the people, the humans that can afford them can live in them?
No, it's to go ahead and give. So there were robots that were introduced into the factories, and there was a 15-month payback on a robot. Why wouldn't you replace a human being with a robot if there's a 15-month payback? That makes no sense business wise. So why wouldn't they replace a human being with a robot?
Not sure.
Because there was one Amish gentleman, older Amish man, that was on the board, and somehow he went ahead and made it to where they didn't do it. Not because of productivity, it's because he wanted to protect the jobs of the Amish, of the young Amish men, the way of life that they have, the money that they have. So, it was interesting. There were two farms we went to. One was 180 head of cattle, and the other one was 700.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them had a robot that did everything. The cows had little, radio tags, and it brought them up. The radio tags, it was all programmed, and they all brought them up, and they walked up to the stall, and then this robot goes over, and then it goes ahead and puts on cleans all the udders, and then it puts them on. Everything's automated, like everything's automated. But this other one, they went ahead and had two human beings that were doing all the work that the robot did.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the guys said, why do they do that? Why don't they just have human beings do it? Why don't they just work to do it? Well, the guy went ahead and saw that robots are a lot more, they don't ask for more money.
Right.
They don't quit. They don't get tired of what they do. So if there weren't people that were doing the work, if there weren't people doing the work, then
I see.
then if we really needed, RVs, they
Hmm.
would have robots. I mean, this is what's so interesting when you go ahead
But
and,
who would make the robots? Robots?
well, no, you'd have human beings making robots up to a certain point, and then when you get bored, see, there's something in a human being, especially men. There's something
That's
in
not
men.
supposed to do the same thing all the time?
Yeah, it's like you just want conquest. You want more. It's like there's something that
Ah,
in the heart of a man, he wants more. He always wants more. Like there was this big, construction company down there. They had 5 crews of 8 people. This is
uh-huh.
Daniel's dad,
Uh-huh.
and they passed up a job that needed 200 people. So they have so much work they can't keep up with it.
Hmm.
And so, like, they have so much work they can't keep up with it. It's unbelievable. And the Amish goes ahead and do the work, most of the work in building the chicken barns. They had 3-level chicken barns, like 3 levels. Level 1, level 2. Like the chicken barns around here are nothing compared to the chicken barns down there. Holy cow. It's insane. It's insane.
Huh.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
anything else you have, sir?
Nope. We're good.
So, all right, we'll see you in a bit.
Yep. Love you. Bye.
Bye.